Hello everyone, this is John from RPGs and More, and in today's episode I wanted to do the first installment of the solo play that I did using my heavily house-ruled version of the Prince Valiant storytelling game. The house rules are so extensive I even gave them their own name, Chivalry and Passion, named after my names for the primary ability scores of the Prince Valiant system. Now, I wanted to go ahead and start with the character sheets for this. I'm not going to go into details about what all the house rules that I made because I'm still not sure if I'm going to turn this into an actual product that I want to produce and sell or not. I'm leaning towards not at this point simply because it is the IP for the system is still very much in the hands of Chaosium and the estate of Greg Stafford, and I don't really want to tread on any toes, necessarily. So, these are house rules, and I wouldn't mind sharing them, but I won't share them in incredible detail because I don't want people to then suddenly have the ability to play the game, and therefore I'm accused of intellectual property theft, if you know what I mean. Again, but one important note is that nothing in my house rules involve anything from the Prince Valiant IP. This is all fantasy related. Everything is how to take the system into the fantasy realm. Okay, enough disclaimers. Let's get on to the character sheets. First character's name is Robert. He has a health of 2 and a stamina of 3. His chivalry is 2 and his passion is 3. His training is that of rogue. He has weapon skills of bow 1 and blade 1. His adventuring skills are stealth 1 and traps 1. He is equipped with a leather cuirass, a bow, an arming sword, soft boots, small toolkit, traps, bedroll, 24 arrows, animal snares, sturdy tunic, sturdy trousers, sturdy cloak, antidote, a bag of dried herbs, and 7 days of food and water. And he currently has in his possession 10 silver coins. He is joined by William. William has a health of 3, a stamina of 2, a chivalry of 3, a passion of 2. He has the training of warrior. His weapon skills are blade 1, shield 1, brawling 1. His adventuring skill is courtly manners 1. His equipment is leather cuirass, leather helm, dagger, round shield, arming sword, 50 feet of rope, whetstone, bedroll, weapon oil, cloth, sturdy tunic, sturdy trousers, sturdy cloak, tabard with a coat of arms, rations and water for 7 days, and 20 silver coins. Ulfrid is the third character in this group. Ulfrid has a health of 4, a stamina of 1, a chivalry of 4, a passion of 1. He also has the warrior training. His weapon skills are blades 2, brawling 1. His adventuring skills is athletics 1. His equipment is a leather cuirass, a leather helm, dagger, great sword, 50 foot of rope, sturdy tunic and trousers, sturdy cloak, 7 days of food and water, flint and steel, 10 torches, a bedroll, and a dagger. And he has 30 silver coins. Lastly, the group is joined by Deirdre. She has a health of 2 and a stamina of 3. She has a chivalry of 2 and a passion of 3. Her training is that of mage. Her weapon skill is a staff 1. Her adventuring skills is to read and write 1. The spells at her availability: she has My Light to Yours 1, Detect Magic 1. Her current equipment is a crystal, a spellbook, a staff, pen and ink, a bedroll, dried herbs, rune stones, Book of Mysteries, charms, long robes, 2 health potions, 7 days of food and water, and 15 silver coins. Once we get into the adventure, I had started out using these Dungeon Morph cards to showcase to find a cave system. Deirdre, William, Ulfrid, and Robert have ventured into the caves. Complex question: why are they in the caves? The answer: opposing an ally or challenge. Or colleague. Sorry, opposing an ally or colleague. And for this, I was using the OSR Solo emulator. The mission was to deal with a threat to William's teacher. Ulfrid has lit a torch as they venture into the first chamber. Is anything in this first chamber? I rolled a complication. This chamber has a deep chasm cutting across it. Random encounter? No. And I drew a small map using the card that I had drawn from the deck as inspiration. The party uses their ropes to help each other cross. First, Ulfrin crosses by leaping. He makes a chivalry plus athletics. He has 5 dice to roll. Target number of successes is 3. He rolls 2. Ulfrid's leap comes up short, and he falls down the side of the far wall until he lands at the floor of the chasm. Passion tossed to notice secret door. Target number of successes 2. 2 successes. Hail, friends! There's something down here. Let's check it out. The party now uses their ropes to descend to the bottom of the chasm. No threat, so no toss required. Is the secret door magical? Yes, and. Robert steps back from the rune-carved door, blocking the northwest exit of the chasm. He makes a passion plus traps plus tools, giving him 5 dice. He rolls 3 successes. I'm fairly certain that there's no trap in this wall. It's just a question of how to open it. Robert nods to Deirdre. Deirdre nods in return and approaches and then begins to examine the door. This is an interesting dialect. However, it doesn't make any sense. She brings out her book. This may take a while, but I'd like to see if there is magic in here. Go ahead, said William, and started leaning against the chasm wall. The party relaxed as Deirdre began to cast her spell as a ritual. Roll for random encounter. No. Passion plus spell plus crystal equals 5 dice. Detect magic, 4 successes rolled. The runes begin to glow dimly in the light of Ulfrid's torch. There is definitely magic involved here. However, I lack knowledge of a spell that can comprehend the runes within. I'll have to try to piece it together before we can open it. Passion plus read and write equals 4 dice. Target number of successes 3. 2 successes. No, Deirdre spoke after a few minutes when the glow had finally faded away. This door is beyond my ability to open. Well, said Ulfrid, there's this other path at the other end of the chasm. We can check it out before we try to climb up to the top. As the party returns down or ventures down the other path, it begins to slope up sharply. At the top of the slope, the path broadens to the left, or branches to the left. Odd to the left, even goes straight. Rolled an odd. I think we should go this way, whispers Robert. As he pointed to the left, the party followed him. After passing single file through a tight space, the party comes to a T intersection. Random encounter? No. And here is another map showcasing where they are right now. Odd is left, even is right. They go left. Let's go left again. That should help keep us from getting lost, Robert says. And they go to the left. Hey, this is the other side of that chasm. There's our rope, exclaims William. Well, then I guess that we go back the other way, commented Ulfred. Quite agreed, Deirdre replied. After a little more walking, the party has returned to the T intersection. Random encounter? No. Is the next chamber occupied? Rolled a complication, plus a plot twist. The party ends the scene. Next scene begins. Listen, we've been searching all day, says Robert with a grimace. I think it's time we rested. No, this is the same scene, sorry. But this encounter will end the scene. That's what that meant. There. Here? Resting here in an intersection? Deirdre asked, incredulously. We haven't seen any signs of monsters so far. Why not? Ulfred shakes his head. Not here. But back in the room with the chasm. It's more defensible. Oh, very well, Deirdre exclaims, and follows the group back to the chasm room to rest. Random encounter? No. After eating some rations, drinking water, and generally resting, the party gets ready to resume their search. Thus far, they haven't encountered anything that they were looking for. Is the next chamber occupied? Yes, and. Yes, and it's what they're looking for. What is the nature of the threat? Plotting against an alliance or surrender? Shh! I hear something, whispers Robert. Let me try to sneak in and take a look. The rest of the party waits as Robert pulls up the hood of his cloak and ventures into the darkness carefully. Chivalry plus stealth plus soft boots equals 4 dice. Spends a stamina for 1 automatic success. He rolls 3 successes plus 1 equals 4, and the target number was 3. There was a bubbling sound, and the glow of a fire coming from up ahead. The smell of death began to fill the air. Old death. Robert peeked his head carefully above the ledge that he had come to, and his eyes grew wide. A black-robed woman was standing across over a cauldron that bubbled away. Green light came from the fire and the cauldron itself. Next to her there were piles of old bones, and flanking her were 2 standing skeletons. Green pinpricks of light glowed in their empty sockets. As he watched, the woman began chanting once more and started stirring the cauldron with a black staff. He was able to creep back to the party and report what he found. "That's her," William confirmed. "She vowed to get her revenge. At least now we know how." "How shall we proceed?" asked Deirdre, clearly not relishing the idea of facing another mage. "Fast and hard," William frowned. "I don't like it, but we need to keep her from creating another of those things." "Agreed," said Ulfrid. "Abominations." I will watch your back," said Robert to Deirdre. "My hero," she quipped, but nodded thanks anyway. "Okay, let's go." William readied his shield, drew his sword, and led the party into the next chamber with a shout. Initiative. Skeletons have 4 dice and 1 health. Up. That's their stat block. Will she have finished the 3rd skeleton? Yes, and it's an archer. Rule Vignette. Creating a villain. Her name is Yulebeth the Broken. She has a chivalry of 1, a passion of 4, health of 1, stamina of 4, 3 of which is currently invested in her skeletons. Her training is mage. Her spells are Summon Skeleton, 1, which is a ritual, and 1 in Beguile. Weapon skill is Brawling of 1. Adventuring skill is Lore. Her equipment: a dagger, or an althame, a fine dress, a black cloak, a spell book with 2 out of 10 spells, as well as love letters that haven't been sent. Entering combat. In the allied range zone, we have Deirdre and Robert. In the melee zone, we have Ulfrid and William, as well as 2 skeletons. In the enemy range zone, we have a skeleton archer and Yulebeth. Initiative. The party rolled 4 successes. The enemy got 2. William charges into the fray and engages the leading skeleton. William's combat pool: Chivalry plus blade plus sword plus shield equals 5 dice. He uses 4 of them. The skeleton has 4 dice, uses all of them. William, he criticals, meaning he gets 8 successes. The skeleton only gets 2. The skeleton takes 6 damage and is dead. Ulfrid takes on the other skeleton. His combat pool is 7. He uses 4 of it. Skeleton pool is 4. Uses all 4. Ulfrid gets 2 successes. The skeleton gets 2. Ulfrid makes second attack with 3 dice, the remaining of his combat pool. He gets 2 successes. The skeleton has no dice to defend and is dead. Robert takes aim with his bow at the caster. Target number of successes, 3. Chivalry plus bow skill plus his bow equals 4 dice. He rolls 2 successes. His shot streaks past her and strikes the stone beyond. Deirdre tries to hang back as she glares at the other woman. Enemy's turn. The archer fires at Ulfrid. Target number of successes, 3. Only got 1 success. The shot goes wide. Yulebeth uses her last stamina to cast Beguile on William. Passion plus Beguile plus her althame equals 6 dice. She gets 2 successes. William must passion toss. Target number of successes or two. Or be beguiled. He only gets one success. William blinks and then moves to stand between Yulebeth and his companions. Yulebeth, meanwhile, slumps down with a haggard expression upon her face. Round 2 of combat. Initiative, party of 2, enemy 3. Hero range section contains Deirdre and Robert. The melee now has William on the enemy's side and Ulfred on the allies' side. The enemy ranged has Yulebeth and 1 archer. The enemies get to act first. The archer shoots at Deirdre, gets 1 success, a miss. William lifts his sword and shield to defend Yulebeth. Stand back, Ulfred. I don't want to harm you. Ulfred shakes his head. Think, William. We came here for you. Why turn your sword on us? Why turn on us now? Shouted Robert. Deirdre casts Detect Magic. Passion plus Detect Magic plus Staff. 5 dice. 4 successes. Hold! There's magic surrounding him. I think that he has a spell cast upon him. That could be why he's turned. Robert pulls back his bow. I'll deal with her. Chivalry plus bow skill plus bow equals 4 dice. Only 2 successes. But his arrow goes just past its mark. Round 3. Initiative, party of 5. Enemy had 4. Ulfred shakes his head. I hope you'll forgive me later. And then swings for William using the flat of his blade. Chivalry plus blade plus sword equals 7 dice. He gets 3 successes. William has 8 dice. He gets 4 successes. Ulfred loses 1 health. 3 remain. Robert fires on Yulebeth. Only 2 successes. Another miss. The enemy's turn. Let me go and I'll release him when I'm safe. She makes a passion roll to persuade them. Gets 3 successes. Deirdre attempts to resist. 2 successes, a failure. Robert, 2 successes, a failure. Ulfred, 2 successes, a failure. The archer fires at Robert. 2 successes, a miss. Hold on, everyone! Ulfred steps back. This isn't the way. I hate trusting her, but... Armor roll for Ulfred. Success means he doesn't lose any health. It might be our best bet, Robert grumbles as he holds his next shot. Stand aside, said Yulebeth the Broken. She stepped forward and laid a weary hand on William's shoulder. Let us leave. The archer likewise held his shot, but moved to cover Yulebeth's other side. As the diminished party moves clearly out of the way, William looks at Yulebeth. Why not invite them too? They've been good companions to me, Deirdre especially. Companion? Deirdre blurts out, then covers her mouth as William looks at her with a familiar expression of apology. Ulfred looked between the two of them, then raised an eyebrow even as his hand tightened upon his sword hilt. I'm afraid, dear William, that I just don't trust them yet. Yulebeth shakes her head. She leans gratefully on William's shoulder as he keeps his drawn sword between his companions and himself. Wait, you know her? Deirdre's eyes grow wild. "Oh, we've met." Yulebeth smiles thinly. "Why do you think he was so fired up to defend his love's honor from me? His lord's honor from me? Is there any truth to this?" "Yes, and." William's expression changed as his face fell. "Yes, it's true. Yulebeth is an old friend. I was angry at her betrayal, but now that I see her, I'm wondering." "You're under her spell!" shouts Deirdre, as the trio passes them by. "William, we must leave." William looked from his companions to Yulebeth, then suddenly reaches out to grapple her. Chivalry plus brawl equals 4 dice, 2 successes. Yulebeth only got 0 successes, a total fail. With a surprised cry that is swiftly stifled by William's hand, Yulebeth is restrained. The archer turns towards William, but Ulfred gets there first. Chivalry plus blades plus sword equals 7 dice. 5 successes. Archer 2 gets 2 successes. Archer is slain. Ulfred's sword crashed into its skull, and the little green lights in the creature's head went out. "I thought you were under her spell," Deirdre glared at William questioningly. He smiled back at her. "Oh, I was, for a short time. Then her spell wore off. Can someone please tie her up?" Robert shakes his head, then takes William's rope and uses it to tie Yulebeth's hands behind her back. Using the rest of the rope as a lead, he hesitates, then hands the lead to Ulfred. "I'm going to have a look around." "You scum!" yelled Yulebeth as she slumped weakly against the cave wall, exhausted in both body and spirit. She posed no threat. "Quiet!" Deirdre glared at the other woman. "Unless you want to be gagged." "Oh, you wouldn't dare!" returned Yulebeth weakly. "I think we've heard just about enough." William ties a gag around Yulebeth's mouth, but more gently than Deirdre liked. Does Robert find anything? Yes, and. What is the nature of the treasure? Uncovering a foe or traitor is the nature. Well, would you look at that? Robert returns to the group with a bag full of 9 copper, 7 silver, and 2 gold coins. He also holds out a book to Deirdre. Yulebeth glares at Deirdre and Robert and mumbles something into the gag. "Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure that this black magic doesn't fall into the wrong hands." Deirdre takes the book of spells gingerly, then puts it in her own satchel next to her own book of magic. Robert holds up the coins. Oh, sorry, the curved and wicked-looking dagger that Yulebeth had been holding. "Anyone mind if I hold on to this?" "Use it until we find a proper use for it. For a proper end for such a tool of evil." Haha, there we go. Knew I had better dialogue. Ulfred shakes his head. His distaste of magic, especially of black magic, is quite evident in his eyes. Wandering monster roll? No. As the party emerges from the cave, prisoner in tow, Deirdre holds out a paper that had fallen from the evil book. This is interesting. It is a letter addressed to her. It suggests the exact day that she'd used to get inside your lord's wrath, to incite your lord's wrath. it explains that this was the one day he'd be at the old castle. Actually, I retconned that later. It's she. But nobody except his inner circle knew where he was going. Exactly, nodded Deirdre. It isn't signed save for a wax seal depicting a serpent. There's a traitor at court, William asked, then nodded. But who could it be? All of the members of the inner circle are there because she trusts them with her life. More importantly, just how long were you under her spell? Deirdre says. Not long, I think. William shrugged, his mind still on the earlier topic. Companion? Deirdre asked pointedly. Question. Are they in a relationship? Yes, but... Well, I had to make it look good. William takes a step backwards and raises his hands. Besides, Deirdre turned away. Robert groaned and pinched his nose. The adventure ends. Everyone gains 1 experience point. William gains 1 health, now with a new total of 4. Robert increases his bow skill to 2. And Deirdre increases her stamina by 1. Ulfred increases his blade skill to 3. Story threads. Deal with the threat to William's liege lady. Capture Yulebeth the Broken. Learned there is a traitor at court. Yulebeth threads. What is her connection to William? Why does she work against William's lord? What was the nature of her attack or action that set them on this path? Deirdre's plots. What is going on with her relationship with William? Ulfred's tale. Why does he hate magic, especially black magic? Robert's story. What binds him to this party? And then William's personal story. What kind of lady does he serve? And that is where we'll end the video. I hope you found this at least moderately interesting. It was really fun to play this out. And served as the very beginning to the setting, the next beginning to the setting that I am more widely working on. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for your time and attention. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment below. Otherwise, it's all right, and peace be with you anyway. Bye-bye now.